beat you, Milo.
You beat him, did you?
I beat you. I beat you.
In my phone, fall in love for the night. Take a chance, come alive. Never know what I should say. Might as well just walk away. Feels like I'm losing my mind. You're always crossing the line. I'm always trying to find somebody like you. Feels like I'm losing.
Last is the best one. These you actually eat, amigos. Tastes like Tutti Frutti.
In one go, all of it.
Yeah.
No way.
Staying low, found your name in my phone. Need a friend, feeling low.
Alright, so that's breakfast prepared. We have 40 grams of protein from whey. We have 120 grams of cream of rice with a banana and some sugar-free caramel on top. And then we got our greens, vitamin C and creatine here. As you've seen previously, had all my morning supplements. Normally I would train after this meal. This is normally my first meal of the day and then I go train. Fridays I do things a little bit differently. I actually have this. I go in and I train 2 clients and then I come back, have a second meal and then go and train. So on the way in to the gym, I've got a client now at 11 and a client at 12 and we're going to train pull later on. So today just going to take you through a full day in the life pretty much. Yeah, hope you guys enjoy it. I'll stretch it to fit my fat head.
Just get me high.
So your muscles going to take all the...
Feels like I'm losing my mind. You're always crossing the line. I'm always trying to find somebody like you. Feels like I'm losing my mind.
Okay, so that's PT wrapped up. So generally most days I do 1, maybe 2 PT sessions. Any more than that I get a little too tired. So we keep it to just a couple a day. Most of them are long-term clients I've had since I moved to Dubai or clients I work with online as well. I won't PT just anyone. 2 guys who actually are coached by Patrick Tuor who are here for a couple of weeks got speaking to me and asked to train. So I had the availability they wanted to. So I'm just going to be doing 2 or 3 sessions a week with them. It's time for us to go home, get some food, and go do pull 2, which is probably my hardest session of the week. Perfect rice, look at it. See this? Look at that texture. It's the best rice you've ever seen. The best there is, the best there ever was. It's the goat. This is marriage.
What are you talking about?
Taking my drink, put the shitty part of the pineapple back in the fridge.
Marriage is great. What are you talking about? Can I have scales now, please?
No, you can't. My scales. No, now you're fucked. You can't put the shitty part back in.
Thank you, Bex, for ordering the Insta shop and getting all the groceries every 2 days.
Let's be standing here. I'm gonna rock you.
You're not having any. So today's pre-workout meal, as I said earlier, usually I train after my first meal. On pull days, I would have added this to my first meal, but instead I'm adding it to my second meal. 100 grams of raw weight jasmine rice, 140 grams of lean steak mince, 50 grams of pineapple, and we got a frosty cereal bar. Good boy. And yeah, I never heat my food up. Just eat it cold. So as you can see, I'm making up my pre-workout and intro workout. I'm just gonna do my intro now. So you saw I put 200 ml of coconut water in there, some water, some ice, and because it is pull day, I actually have 60 grams of intro workout carbs. Usually I have 40 on all other days, but both my pull sessions I have 60. Back is what I'm trying to bring up at the moment, which I'll talk more about when we get to the gym, because a lot of things have changed with my training since you last seen me. So with the carbs, we also have AD Aminotor, which is branched chain amino acids and essential amino acids, and there is a hydration complex in there, which is basically coconut powder. So again, obviously coconuts are excellent for hydration, especially out here in the gyms. It's very, very warm. Gotta make sure you're hydrated, because this session will probably be an hour and a half. Don't actually always use a stim pre-workout, but it's midday today. I'm a little bit tired. Woke AF. Pre-workout, high stimulant. Always intra-workout, I use Glycercise from CSN. They very kindly sent me out some more recently, so I always use a serving of this intra-workout. And then I usually use nitric oxide. This is my go-to every session, just to pump product, Nitric Ox, AD again, who are my sponsors. Very lucky. Their products are honestly not one of the best in the market. I'm not just saying that. Joe has been leading the way with product innovation for years. So that's that ready. Nothing else to do except put Milo in his bed. We're out of here.
I'm about to come in.
Client who I have who's pre-diabetic just been sending me over his blood glucose from fasted. He then trained, then ate a meal. I got him to check his blood glucose again an hour after his meal. I'm going to get him to check again this evening because his blood glucose is quite high, so we're going to have to change a few things. His nutrition, possibly a supplementation to try and help with this.
Hot as a smoking gun. So get ready.
Mad, when I remember when I lived in the UK, this was like the car I wanted. Lovely fast.
I'm gonna rock you.
My handwriting's terrible in this.
I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you big.
Getting this set up because I film the top set everything I do to review it to make sure it's correct afterwards. I'm placing a big emphasis on execution at the moment, making sure everything's done right. We're back in Maxenagle again. Today we're in for pull 2. So since the last time you've seen me, my training split has changed completely, focusing a lot more on my posterior chain now. So I've got 4 sessions a week. I'm taking 3 rest days. The first session of the week is push, second session is pull 1, rest, then I've got legs, and then pull 2, which is today. Of those 4 sessions a week, there is the 2 pull sessions obviously, and then again in legs there is a posterior element because we're obviously hitting hamstrings again. So with both pull sessions I start off with a hamstring movement as well. So essentially hamstrings are getting hit 3 times a week. Of those sessions I've got a 2 of every movement, so there's a push 1, push 2, pull 1, pull 2, legs 1, legs 2. So legs obviously only getting hit once a week and push only getting hit once a week. Within push we've got 1 push session which is predominantly chest and 1 which is predominantly shoulders. So if I hit chest this week, which I did, I won't hit it next week really, just a little bit. So it'll only be every 2 weeks because it's not a priority at the moment. Analyzing my physique, my front shots are very good. Chest, shoulders and quads, all very, very good, but my back doesn't match up. So obviously training has to be programmed individually. This wouldn't be something I'd advise for everyone. We're not hitting everything evenly. But we are hitting the posterior chain sort of essentially 3 times a week, which is the priority at the moment. So we can hopefully grow somewhat of a back in these next couple of months and bring on the hamstrings as well. First movement today is going to be a single leg hamstring curl. Everything is done very controlled. A lot of emphasis on the contraction stretch, no swinging the weight or recruiting other parts of the body to get the weight up and down. So it's going to be a couple of warm-up sets and then I've got 2 working sets to do here. So I probably should explain why I'm doing single leg. One, doing isolateral movements on things like this is very good to ensure that both hamstrings are working the same. Most people doing movements, you know, if using both arms or both legs, generally be one side which will work a little bit more or work a little bit less. So there's that, but also this machine, if I'm to do both my legs, I can't really work, because as you can see I'm doing one leg at a time and I'm nearly using the stack. So can't really use it with both legs.
About to make it clear. It's going down.
Tip, anyone that wants to listen to music and record at the same time, go into photo, swipe up and it doesn't stop your music. There you go. Don't say I don't ever teach you anything.
I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you begging for mercy, oh. I'm dangerous.
So you see that you can edit your videos. So any clients watching this, when I get you to send me your videos, do this before you send them so I don't have to watch 1 minute of you walking into the set, wrapping your stuff and all that. Very simple. Edit, trim the clip. So that was top set. Happy with that now. So last week I moved this up to 50, got 9 reps. I'm hoping to hit between 8 to 10. So there I got 10. So next week now we'll progress the weight on and hopefully hit 8-9 reps again, and so on, a little bit every week. So we got our back off set to go now. We're looking for 10 to 12. So I'm actually only going to drop it down slightly. So that was 50. I'm just going to drop it down to 45.
Cause here I come. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'm gonna rock you. I'll have you
So So exercise 2 today. If I'm honest, this is probably my main movement of the week. This is the one that I really think about, that I really want to progress. It's a stiff leg deadlift, which is a hip hinge movement. One of the best movements in my opinion to build lower back, posterior chain and hamstrings. This is where video analysis is very good to use. First week I added this movement in. I was doing it off the floor. My mechanics don't allow me to go to the floor without rounding forward. And obviously we don't want that. I want to keep strong core, neutral spine, everything locked in, and just focus on the hip hinge. So keeping everything on, hips going back, forward. This movement has to be very individualized to the person. Some people can go to the floor no problem, some people can't, some people need to go higher than me. The purpose is a hip hinge, so we've set it up so it mechanically suits me. So this is my third week doing stiff legs. They're feeling really good now warming up. I feel like mechanically I'm getting more used to it, and my upper feels more solid, so I'm able to just focus on pulling through the hip hinge so that they just feel solid. I feel like this could be a good day, good number move today. That's about as good as that one's felt. I think my first week I doing these, that was my working set. I felt like nothing. So I think today we'll put 240 on the bar. So we'll add another plate and a half either side, give it a go.
All the bullets that we're dodging, like bones in the garden, never beg for a pardon. Passion before the house rules, break from the ground rules, not too high off our roofs. We keep playing with fire, knowing it's a dangerous.
A little bit of rounding in the back, pulling up, but not bad. 6 reps.
Yeah, we keep playing with fire. They can smell it from a mile away. Got some black market moments. Body with a cold hand. Times no one gets away with.
You've seen what was my top working set here. I'm going to do a back off set now in a second. So we're looking to target into our lower lat. Right, most lat pull down movements actually are an upper back exercise for most people. What you got to look at is the line on which your elbow is traveling. In order to target your lat, your elbow must travel to your hip. If it's traveling back and in, you're getting scapular retract. So this movement could be done 2 very different ways. See, correct is elbow down. Okay, you can see no scapular retraction. Most people would do a movement like this here. That's bringing in your upper back. It's the same you'll see in a few exercises time. We'll be doing a lat pull down where we're actually going to be targeting our upper back, not a lat. Next up, we're using this prime row, and we're going to be doing a single arm. We have it set up on setting 5, which is going to target the beginning range and the middle range mainly, and then there'll be a drop off in the ultimate contraction at the end. Again, here we're looking to target the lower lat. We're not looking to retract scapula as such. In order to do that, what we need to think is when we grip on here, we're thinking of pulling our hand down, driving our fist into the floor, and it's like we're dragging our forearm along the floor. Okay, and then we're going to where contraction allows. I'm not trying to force it, because if you try to force the elbow round, you're going to come up and into the upper back. So lower lat, try and force it, you're going to come up. Here on the prime extreme row, we're going to load it all on the mid-range, and what we are looking for here is we are looking for scapular retraction. We are looking to drive that elbow right back. So here, rounding everything around the spine. You want to also think that as you're from here, you want to think drive your chest into the pad as well, so it's push in.
Cash in before the house rules. break from the ground roots. Not too
So
high.
as you can see here, targeting the upper back with their lat pull down. So essentially what we're doing is creating a thoracic extension. Elbow path is we're thinking of driving the elbows out rather than back. So we're getting this movement coming into the upper back. 9 out of 10 people, when they're doing this movement, think they're doing a lat pull down. They're doing an upper back exercise.
Got some black market romance.
Getting towards the end of the session, finally, some accessories that are working now. We're hitting the rear delts with the rear delt rope. Key pointers here, show you from side. You want to keep your shoulders in front of your ears. So again, we don't want this retraction back into the upper back. We want to keep our shoulders forward. What we're looking to do is drive the elbows out, working the rear delt. So here you're not thinking back, you're thinking elbows out, and you're not forcing this retraction here.
Yeah, we keep playing with fire. They can smell it from a mile away.
Final exercise of the day, to finish off this pull session, I'm going to be hitting some biceps. Going to be hitting a single arm bicep curl, 3 sets, 3 different variations. Set 1, I'm looking for a 2-second contraction. Set 2, normal tempo. Set 3, we're going to face away and we're going to look for 2 seconds in the stretch. Going to get these done quick as get out of here. Lock the elbow in, squeeze, 1, 2. Done. That's pull 2 done. As you can see, quite a taxing session. It's quite a lot in it. Biggest thing for that session is staying mentally turned on, because every movement requires a lot of intent and focus to nail execution right down to the very end. So it's quite mentally tiring as well as physically, obviously. But all in all, that was a really good session. Happy with the weight we moved for the stiff leg today. Can definitely get a bit tighter in the form. But obviously that's the first time I've moved 240 in a stiff leg ever. But for now, we're going to get back home, get a post-workout meal in, prepare another meal that I need to take out with me as I'm going out this evening for a friend's birthday. Just getting my post-workout meal ready and my next meal ready to bring out with me. So I've got 100 grams of pasta ready to cook. And then we're going to weigh out 175 grams of frosties. With this meal as well, I'll have 85 grams of pineapple, which I'll weigh out another 300 mils of water, 40 grams of protein from whey isolate. Pineapple, good for digestion. Frosties, shit ton of carbs. I'm literally always in a rush for when I have this meal. Most days I'm back and I've got an hour to eat, shower and get out to go to clients or go somewhere. Okay. Ready to go out, finally. Changed, meals in my bag. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Hope you found the training session useful and informative. Please comment down below anything you'd like to see in the future. Drop me a DM on Instagram as well if you have any questions, anything like that. But for now, like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.